Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show where, after the collision, we sift through
the wreckage. Jimmy there. Hey there, Jimmy.
the wreckage. And speaking of the wreckage, I'm feeling a little wreckage, but nevertheless, I am your host, Jimmy T. That is my co-host, the vet, Jamie Williams. And vet, I've got my sifting gloves for the wreckage for this week. But as my little header says, beef on more toast. Yeah. Toast. I like some beef on toast. For more toast.
Is it really beef toast, or is it just a hologram?
Oh, that's the $1 million question. But what I could tell you is, I think it was the beef, or was it the lamb, that got to me, man. As I was telling you, we are a little delayed because of me, of course. And, I'm feeling a little, just don't eat a kebab when you feel like eating a kebab. Just take it from me. No more kebabs for me. I think I'll give up. I'm going to stick to gyro, vet, from now on. The good old gyro. Keep it Greek, man.
All right. Well,
yeah.
That's still got meat in it. So
it does.
You know what? It carries the same dangers.
Well, you know what, man? I haven't had food poisoning, because this is what it's got to be, for a long time, dude. This is the first time in years, man. And it's not pleasant. I'll say that much. But we're not here to talk about food poisoning or more toast just yet. But we should just actually get into some news, vet.
Okay.
Because there is talk on Brock Lesnar, apparently, vet. And this is what Triple H, the man himself, had to say. And apparently, the Daily Mail held a recent interview with the WWE CCO, Paul Triple H Levesque. One of the topics discussed, vet, was included Levesque's thoughts about WWE being open to having talks with none other than Brock Lesnar for a potential return to the company in the very near future. And this is what he had to say. And again, I don't even know why they're really reporting this, but heck, this is what he had to say. You'd have to ask Brock Lesnar that. Brock kind of does his own thing. He's up in Canada, I'm sure, watching his kids play hockey and apparently enjoying life. And if and when he decides he would like to do something, we'll be open to the conversation and we'll just see what happens. Is it official now, vet? Is Brock Lesnar pretty much off the hook when it comes to, the scandals and the scandalous VMK? Is he, like, if he wants to come back, does that mean WWE will welcome him back with, open arms?
I guess if we're taking Triple H at his word, then yes. I thought it was very, it's really, people often say it's more like you can tell more from actions than words, right? You hear different variations on that saying all the time, right? It's like, it's not about what you say, it's about your actions, right?
Absolutely.
So basically, as soon as that 67-page complaint was filed, which did not, and I repeat, as I personally read the 67 pages, never once was Brock Lesnar's name mentioned in that 67 pages, right?
That's true.
Never once. However, by process of elimination, there's only one person that it could have fit the description of, that former UFC champion and WWE champion. The only one person could be that. Well, Ronda Rousey, but I'm pretty sure they weren't talking about Ronda. Okay.
Well, you never know in 2024, but let's be honest.
But we know. So
I know,
even
true.
Though everybody knew his name was not public, and yet they still treated him the way they treated him, right?
Fair call.
So what that tells me is, that told me a lot in terms of, the stuff that we didn't know about the lawsuit and whether, you know, it's allegations, right? And we don't know what's true and what's not true necessarily. But if he's not named, the fact that they treated him as though he was named and guilty, even though he wasn't, like, and I'm talking about specifically something like removing him from the video game, right?
True.
Even though he's technically still in it, and you could play as him if you do the WrestleMania showcase mode for the one match against The Undertaker. But why would you need to do like PR whitewashing if he's not publicly named? To me, that what that says is the action says everything that they allege is true. You know it's true. He's guilty. And if that part's true, then how much of the rest of it is true? Because if he was innocent, why would you do that? Or if it was even in question, why would you do that?
True.
Because the average person is not following this and they're not going to know. So it's everything. They could deny everything and say, yeah, well, that was, you know, if they put him in the game, if they left him in the game like normal and it came out and there was an outrage saying, how could you put this person in the game? They could be like, what are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. Brock Lesnar's never done, he's not committed any crimes. Why would anybody have anything to say? But the fact that they preemptively did that means they know the facts and they did it anyway, right? So if you now take this up to this political ass answer that Triple H gave here, he's basically saying without saying, like, oh, the ball's in Brock Lesnar's court, knowing that Brock Lesnar is not going to come back. He's not going to, he has no need to come back. Brock Lesnar does not need any money. He's already stolen enough money from the WWE for the past 10 years, you know, by like showing up showing up for work 6 days a year and collecting more money than anybody else. I'm sure he saved it all. And I'm sure that the cost of living on a compound in Saskatchewan somewhere is much less than, say, like a 1-bedroom apartment in California. So
true.
I'm sure he'll be all right with his millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars, yeah.
Right. So I don't know. That's basically, I've said what I have to say about it. Take from it what you will.
Oh, it was a great call, as a matter of fact. And look, we don't know. I don't know Brock Lesnar personally. I don't think you do either, Vet. But knowing what we know about him, I can see him being extremely bitter about what happened, you know, with him, to the point where he's like, fuck this, I'm not coming back to this shit. Look at the way he's pretty much left me out to dry without sort of like mentioning him. You know what I'm saying? Even though we all know, but by what WWE did by taking him out of the video game and all that shit, they essentially, you know, threw him under the bus. Let's be honest, right? I mean,
right. They threw him under the bus without, because I'm sure many people are like, hey, why isn't Brock Lesnar in the game? Hey, why isn't anybody talking about Brock Lesnar? Right? It's just, it seems weird, but I just think that that's an admission of guilt. Just by doing what they did is an admission of guilt.
100%. Like, there's no ifs or buts about it. No maybes, ifs or buts.
Right. And then to me personally, anybody else could feel how they want, but to me, and knowing everything else that I know, as much as I could know if I'm not there or whatever, but just everything else I've seen, the behavior patterns and stuff that I've observed over the years, if what they said about, you know, unnamed WWE wrestler, if that's true, then, and they're acting, and the WWE's acting like it's true, then I'm sure that a lot of the other stuff that was alleged in that complaint is true as well. And which is why we're in the situation we're in right now.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, I hope look, for me, I'm a fan of his. I know all he does is just mow over everybody, pretty much.
Right, we've seen the act. That's that. Right, besides everything else we've said, we've already seen the act, and I don't know if it's worth the money.
Yeah, but you know what? He's you know, getting up there in age, and you know, I wouldn't mind seeing one more run. But like you said, we've seen the act a million times, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't even think WWE even really need him right now, to be honest. I mean,
of course they don't. I don't know if they ever did. That's the thing. Like,
that's a fair
when
too.
you talk about the paycheck, and we don't know. Rumors and numbers have been thrown out about what he made, but it was still, I'm sure, a lot. No matter what it was high, low, whatever. I'm sure it was still a lot. And I don't know
Right.
how they could justify that contract because nobody can. There were very few times where you would be able to know when he would appear. You know, you can't say you could use him to sell out a Raw because no one would know if he was going to be there or not.
Right.
So,
no, you're right.
I just don't believe it. I personally just don't believe it.
Crazy, man. But I'm with you 100%. Well, let's move on to some other news. MVP apparently comments on...
Before we move
yes.
on, Jimmy, hold on.
Yes,
Say some hi to some people in the chat real quick. Darkside Caster, Spaceman, Gam Wolfers, and Matt Schaffer asked, Jimmy, what's the average rent for a one-bedroom in Australia?
I was actually lining that up, funny enough, as we were just talking. And there's our very own Matt Schaefer. Funny, I don't know why you want to know, Matt, but it all depends. In Melbourne, in my neck of the woods, the average is around $580 a week for a one-bedroom. So between $580 and $450 a week.
That's a lot. What's the conversion rate though in Australian dollars
between the US and Australia? Right now, the last I checked, it was around 67 cents, but that was a while ago. I'll check now. Australian dollar to the US dollar. 1 second, peeps. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I was right. 65 cents right now, man, which is kind of sucky, to be honest. 65 cents to a dollar. So if you were to come down here, 65 cents US will get you $1 Australian. I mean, that's pretty sad, dude, because there was a time where our dollar were pretty, close, for a long time. Actually, we got ahead of you during the recession in 2008. We got ahead of you guys for about a good year. That's when I was buying like crazy from the US. And Matt says, damn, I'm going to go back to school for some engineering class and apply to Lucas Arts in Sydney in about 2 years. Wait, are you being serious? If you're being dead serious.
If it's MSG, he's probably being serious.
I believe him. No, 100%.
Because it's not very funny,
Sydney, dude.
So I don't know what kind of a joke that would be.
No, I don't know. I believe him. Absolutely believe him. But I'll tell you about Sydney, though, before you get too excited. Because Melbourne and Sydney are the most... And it depends where you want to live, too, Matt. That's another thing. If you want to be in the inner city, that's the prices, you're expected to pay. But you could pay less if you go on the outer suburbs kind of thing. But I just want to see Sydney average. Here we are doing... We're doing some, we're agents now, Vet. And we on average, sorry, just bear with me.
Well, with all that MSG does for us, it's only fair we do some stuff that he could do on his own right now.
100%. Let's see what the prices are for Sydney. Let's see. Oof, no way. Let's check this shit out. This is going to be interesting. Wow, no way. 1,270 a week. 1,430 a week. That's crazy. There's $900
with American
per week.
money, it's only 65% of that.
That's fucking expensive, man. But we're talking about you're living right, in the middle of downtown, right by the fucking.
Then that sounds like a better deal than here.
Really? Than Cali?
Oh yeah.
See, well, how much
you get an apartment in the hood where you can get shot for that money.
If I had to do them right there, and I feel sick. Damn it! Don't make me laugh, man. God damn.
All right, we're supposed to be speed running this, Jimmy. We got any news?
I know it's cool. I'm always happy at the end of the day, though, man. You always make my day, Vet. But I wanted to ask. It's funny because apparently with California, even the hood looks nice.
I mean, you'd think, but no.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of people say that. I mean, you're a Cali boy. I mean, am I wrong?
Yes.
Really?
So what's next?
I mean,
Jim?
I'm sure. All right, I'm sure there's
Jimmy?
slums. I'm
What's
sure.
next,
You know
Jimmy?
what, man? I'll talk to you after this show. I do want to talk to you too. So we'll talk about that afterwards. But anyway, I was talking about MVP commenting on his WWE run and wrestling career future. And as noted earlier, well, we sort of touched on it last week, Vet, but apparently Bobby Lashley and MVP are currently expected to leave WWE once their contract expires, with MVP's contract set to expire apparently this August. But MVP had this to say just a couple of days ago, saying, I came back so my baby boy could see daddy in a WWE ring. The Royal Rumble, that's all I wanted, a one-off. I was ready to retire. Then I received an offer to become a producer. And then, of course, the Koof Koof hit. That's just me saying that, not him. But you get my drift. I became a producer and a commentator for Main Event. Next, they asked me to put the boots on and help out with TV during the PC era. One episode of Raw, MVP was in 9 segments. Heyman agreed to put me and Roberto together. Who's Roberto? Which Roberto?
Is he using somebody's shoot name?
I have no idea who he's talking about. But anyway, so we signed the full-time contract after that, and then we made history. What a ride. And that was that. Do you think that also... Do you think Lashley's done? Are we expected for him to be also leaving with MVP? We know MVP is pretty much done. But just something about the Lashley thing doesn't sit well with me, though, Vet.
I just think they're out of stuff for Lashley. Well, it's one of the reasons why they're not probably, actively trying to court Brock Lesnar, because you got two similar guys who have kind of done everything, and they don't have any plans for them anymore. They just don't really fit what the WWE is now. They could, if they were younger and didn't cost as much, you could make them fit it. But as it is now, washed up and overpriced, I could see letting them go. Just let them go.
So you're cool with that? You would actually do that if you were WWE right now?
Well, I'm not. I mean, okay. If you're asking me, are you just handing me the keys today? Am I cool with it? Then,
right now,
then
today.
Yes, I am. If you're asking me, had I been in control the whole time, we'd be having a different conversation, because these guys would not be in this position right now.
True.
Obviously, I would have done a lot more with Lashley than what they fucking did. So, yeah, it's not cool with me. But the fact that they're both damaged goods at this point, Brock Lesnar's just done nothing but a string of jobs, and Bobby Lashley almost the same thing, really. For who they are and what they can do, it's like they're basically, yeah. They're like, I'm surprised that they would be if they were any less, if they had any less stature in the business, they'd be on NXT right now doing jobs. They'd be like Baron Corbin. It's basically why would you keep Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley when you got Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews to do the same thing?
Damn, you didn't just say that, Vet, man. But you're right, I guess. I mean,
well, I'd rather job those two out than Brock and Bobby.
You think? Absolutely. But there's no way I would even do... If they did that to them, my God, imagine that. But now that I think about it, though, Vet, all this, the pride bullshit and all that we had with the Street Profits and all that, maybe WWE saw the writing on the wall, and this is their way of trying to kill off his momentum, so when he does go, it's not a big deal. Do you think that's a possibility with that? I know you're going to say everything is a possibility, but do you think I'm sort of jumping too much of a rabbit hole, shall I say?
I just think that at the end of the day, everybody has their favorites, and I don't think either one of these guys, and I keep putting them together. I keep putting Brock back in it because that's the first question you asked me, and because it's a similar situation.
Right.
I just think that Triple H doesn't have the relationship with these guys. He sees them differently. They may not fit into his vision, or like they may have fit into his vision at one time, but he got his vision too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he had gotten the keys when they were younger, I'm sure he could see lots of things that possibilities on the horizon. But at this point, you know, not knowing what the particular financials are and what Endeavor has to say about it, or even just throwing a name out there that everybody would know, just to see what does Dwayne Johnson think about it. You know, like he's got bosses that could be telling him like, budget. Could be telling him that.
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah. Let's release. We need to release Bobby Lashley to make room for the Motor City Machine Guns, because they're going to be much cheaper.
Is it a coincidence? I mean, shit. They've apparently signed, and these guys are on the way out. I mean, they're going to save a lot of money. That's a lot of money off their back when you think about it.
Right. For two guys, they're saving a lot of money.
Oof,
two guys, and there's hardly any room on the shows. I mean, there is, like, there's a lot of dead room on, like, dead space, dead air on these shows, that if they were running a tighter ship, they could fill that time better than they've been doing it.
Hell yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, there's only so many, even if WWE had the same amount of belts that AEW has, that's still a lot of people that they need to put those belts on, that they would have, you know, like there's hardly any room at the top. So it just seems like it's time. And that's also, you also have to look at the other side of it. Like Bobby Lashley at approaching 50, I'm sure he's tired of hopping 49 on planes and getting in rental cars, bro.
Well, true, especially like, how big he is too.
Right. I mean, it's, you know, but no matter what size you are, traveling sucks, but especially if you're super jacked and big. Like and just, you just get tired, man. You just get tired of wasting. If you are a professional wrestler in the WWE, you have signed a significant percentage of your life to wasting time waiting for things, waiting for planes, waiting in lines, waiting for cars, driving to places, going to hotels, like, and then you still gotta work out, eat, find all these things to do, you know, like be at the show the whole day, not doing anything. And then maybe you show up just to find out that you're only in like a 30-second segment backstage, and like you traveled for like how many hours to get there. It sucks. It sucks. And we all just as fans think like, oh, how could WWE let Bobby Lashley go? Bobby Lashley might want to leave. He might want to leave.
We don't even know exactly. That's true.
He could just be done.
Mean WWE. Right. Yeah. No, you're right. I agree 100%. I just, you know, I just find it interesting, just the whole lead up to this, if it's all true. I can see them going to TNA over AEW though, for some reason.
Maybe, but I don't think they need wrestling that bad, you know?
I agree. They've got money. I'm sure MVP's got money. Lashley definitely has money. I mean, he just looks like the type that would save his cash. I'm not so sure about MVP, but
Lashley probably has a military pension too.
Oh yeah, no, 100% he would. 500%. There's no doubt about it. He would. I'll guarantee that. I mean, his dad was also a military guy as well. So it runs in the family, man. But yeah, for sure, he's laughing, bro, like 100%. But MVP, you know, he's got an interesting story too when you think about it, coming from, you know, being a thug pretty much, doing 15 years in the pen to like, you know, it's a success story. And that's because of Vince McMahon. He's always actually thanked Vince for giving him that opportunity. I don't know if you ever seen his TED Talk, Vet. Did you ever see his TED Talk? You should check that out, man. It's pretty good. You know, I was surprised to see him on there too, funny enough. Of all people, MVP on TED Talk. But it was a great TED Talks, man. And the way it ended, it was pretty powerful. So if anyone hasn't checked that out, trust me when I say go and check it out. It's not long, but it's a great thing, man. And put it this way, he's very humble.
I've always loved MVP. I can't put him over enough. I would like to see him used more, but if it's not in the cards for WWE at this time, then that's a shame. But what can you do?
God, can you imagine they do this? Cold Blooded says in the chat, Lashley can go to AEW and be Leo Rush's manager this time. Can you imagine that? Leo. Imagine that. It's just no more fucking spreading ass cheeks, but from either one of these guys, please. Like, we don't need that. Do you remember that shit?
Let's remember.
Jesus.
Because, it seems like there's been like a civil war of fans, of WWE fans who are like arguing whether Triple H is a racist booker or whatever. And like, because of this Bobby Lashley news, people have been comparing like, the runs or whatever. And it's like,
continue. I've got something.
There is no real comparison, but I felt more embarrassed for Bobby Lashley even during that run there that you're talking about, where he like he literally came out and bent over like he was Ace Ventura.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and that was not Triple H's idea, to my knowledge. So
I hope not. But was it Vinnie Mac's idea?
He wasn't in charge at that time. No, absolutely not.
Oh, Jesus, I want to puke just thinking about it.
All right,
that was weird, man. Yeah, no puking. There was a point that I had to make about that, and now it totally fucking left my mind. Damn. It was important too. I don't know. Look, man, I guess that little segment has already scarred me to the point where I forgot what I was going to say anyway.
Yeah. Plus, you might throw up again, so better just.
Plus, I might throw up again. But if he does come to AEW to be Leo Rush's manager, that'd be kind of funny. I doubt that will happen, but who the fuck knows? But speaking of AEW, though, we've got news that apparently Jon Moxley is taking a break from AEW. Surprise, surprise, he's taking a break again.
Was this the break he was supposed to take like 2 years ago?
Was it 2 years ago already? Didn't he take the break in the end?
I don't think so.
Well, maybe, or is he going to rehab, Vet? Do you remember last time he was taking a break? He went to rehab and came back a little chunkier, shall I say.
This man needs a break, but I just don't know if he's going to make the most of it. They certainly didn't get anything out of him leaving, right? It was like he just got beat by Naito at Forbidden Door and that's it. No angle, no nothing, but that's fine. And it was a rotten match, by the way, just in case anybody didn't see it. It was one of the worst matches. It was definitely the worst match on the show.
Really?
Yep. And it was bad even for both those guys' standards, who both of them have been bad. Naito can't go anymore. It's very sad to watch. Bro.
He's done,
Yeah, he's always looked concussed, but that used to be on purpose. Now he looks like it really is taking effect.
I don't want to laugh, but you're right.
And Moxley, well, he's Moxley, so nothing
Moxley's
new there. But
just look at him; he's like that normal.
Yeah, whatever. Take some time off. Enjoy your time, John. Take 2 weeks off. Take 2 months off, and then when you come back, please retire.
Wait, when he comes back, you want him to retire, not just retire
I want him
now?
to come back just to announce his retirement and then just leave television forever and don't come back. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk.
Boom. Nice. Oh, no, that is great, man. I wish I had a sound effect for that one. That was good. That was really good. You're on fire, man, for that one. Well, yeah, fuck him. I hope he's gone too. He can take an extended leave as far as I'm concerned. But Vet, did you watch Dynamite this past week at all?
Of course. I never miss a Dynamite.
I just remember what I wanted to say too, now that I thought about it.
Make it quick.
Before I go back to that, remember you were talking about the racial thing about comparing Triple H and Tony Khan and who's more racist, if you know what I mean?
No, Vince. I said Vince.
Oh, Vince. Well, they're doing that with TK also with Triple H, right? About who books... black wrestlers better.
Yeah, they're always doing that, of course. But now they've even now the WWE fans have even subsected into because of Lashley, who's more racist.
That's what I'm saying.
Or who booked Lashley more racist. So now Tony Khan now has a thing.
Well, put it this way. about a month ago, right? I was watching videos online, random marks fucking doing videos about wrestling, right? Like, those, like, have you seen Wrestle Bits?
Of course not.
Oh, okay, it's pretty
I don't
good,
know
but anyway.
any of these people, man.
Well,
I don't even
these
know.
guys,
I don't even know all the British ones. I think they're all the,
oh no,
the same
fuck
people.
them. No,
but
this
apparently
guy's
there's different
American.
ones.
No, stay away from the British ones, but forget the Brit shit.
No,
You know how it,
no,
offense
I
to
stay
the
away from
Brits
all
out
of
there.
them. I stay away from all of them. Is my point.
Particularly the British ones, they do my head in. It's not because of you guys. It's just there's too many of you doing that shit. Once you all do the same shit. But anyway, the point is, 2 months ago, WB were the ones that were like for the brotherhood and all that, right? And now everyone's gone the complete up. Suddenly Triple H is fucking the racist one, and TK, everyone that's champion now in AEW is black and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's just that's how fickle the fan base can be. They go one way, and now suddenly, oh no, Triple H is the one, that they can't book, black wrestlers. But 2 months ago, he was the savior for black wrestlers. So I don't get you guys, man. You can't have it both ways. Come on, man. Why does it always have to be about race anyway? Let's be honest. I mean, shit.
Well, Triple H is having a hard time booking any non-CM Punk, Drew McIntyre wrestlers.
Well, we were the ones saying that long before anyone was really saying that. We've been saying this shit for fucking ever. That, and I've said it too. Like, if Triple H doesn't know how to book ethnic wrestlers, it just is what it is, right?
That's
but
what
now
I'm saying.
people are noticing.
Look, put aside all the preconceived notions of who's a racist and how racist they are. If you just look at the shows, nobody is booked correctly. Nobody. It's like there's white wrestlers at WWE who are floundering. Like, why'd they call up the what were those fucking two guys? Something New Catch Republic.
Oh yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, they're back in NXT. Like, sorry, like just like you knew who these guys were when you did this, and now you're just like, everybody fucking sucks at everything. So let's just start with that, and then we can worry about segregating it into which ethnicities are booked worse than other ones. But let's start with nobody's being booked right. And I think the only reason that the Punk and McIntyre stuff is good is because they're having all the ideas.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see the picture that Drew McIntyre and good old Jack Perry had on the Twitter?
Right, yeah.
That was pretty cool. I won't lie. I laughed at that, bro. I loved that, man.
Great. Wonderful.
Absolutely. And we truly mean that. I think it was great, man. But I wonder if Punk would have got a little dicey, shall we say, over Drew doing that. Because I can see that. That's how he is, dude. He gets dicey over shit like that. That's why he doesn't want to talk to his best pal anymore in, Colt Cabana.
Yeah, but there's obviously way more than that.
There must be, right.
A fucking shoving match and a picture.
Professional wrestling and professional wrestlers. I mean, you gotta love it, right? They're just something else. Well, Zane wants to know then why they call up Pretty Deadly.
I don't know. That's a huge waste of their talent right there, man. I'm telling you, that's your money. But again, well, so look at all of that. Look at the tag teams. Look at the tag teams right there. Bro. Look at that gauntlet match from SmackDown. Just like, look, you have all those tag teams, and I feel like your tag team division, like, it could be good, and it's you just don't care about it.
Just say it. Right.
You don't care about the division. You have the talent for the division. You just don't care about booking the division. They don't make tag teams feel like tag team wrestling matters. It's a dead art. But I've been saying that for years here. Like, tag team wrestling's dead in the world. There are no good tag teams. It's over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap on tag team wrestling.
Damn. You've been giving the raps on a few things already today, Bet. Even off the air, you'll give me some raps.
I got a whole roll of wrapping paper.
I think we need a new segment. Vet's raps. of the week.
Yep.
It could be pretty deadly, pun intended,
Right.
if you know what I mean.
Man, Pretty Deadly was killing it in NXT. Then the minute they get called up, it was over. It was just over. You could tell. Like adding the disco ball and like the lyrics to the songs, and it's like, wait a minute. Since when did anything they do have to do with disco, right? Like, just nobody understands.
Oh, look at Gam saying, no more holla, 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 player. And Cold Blood is saying, but we have DIY, Vet. That's true, we do.
God.
Yeah. Get fucked, DIY.
Yeah,
seriously, man. I don't need micro
Terrible.
Professional wrestling. No,
this is their consolation prize before they get released.
I hope they do get released. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm an asshole, man, but I don't know, man. They just don't do it for me. I don't care if you call. Just even the name annoys me, bro. DIY, do it yourself. Well, who else is gonna do it for you, you dickheads? I mean, seriously.
Well, it's what's funny though. Hold on.
What?
I'm glad that you asked that. The whole idea of DIY comes from you have to make it on the indies and become somebody on the indies
Like a mark?
because somebody's the whole idea of what it's look what Sonic said earlier. Triple H and HBK only know how to get Triple H and HBK over.
Well, that's
right?
true. That's true. He's not
so
lying.
it's like if you don't have a clique to play politics for you, you've got to make it on your own. That's how it was. Of course, once you sign that WWE contract, obviously that doesn't apply, right? Now you're in the big time. Now you got to make it. So they're saying we're doing it without politics, but now they clearly do have politics behind them. And they don't even realize that the people that they think they're friends, this tag team championship reign is just them getting one last favor from the boss to say, and it's just to cover his ass so he can say, look, I tried with you guys, but you couldn't get over. So I'm sorry, we have to let your contract expire. And that'll be next year or the year after that.
That's cold, Vet.
You don't see it?
I see it. Fuck you, I see it.
All right, then.
Absolutely, I see it. But when you really break it down, though, how cold is that, though? Imagine being them,
He's
and
a
that
cerebral
happens.
assassin, pal.
Well, that's true. He knows how to play the game. It is what it is. And like Cold Blooded said, any team with 3 letters is automatically over.
Can you imagine a team with 3 letters came out of a box?
What? No.
And boxes also have 3 letters. Box has 3 letters.
It actually does.
So that means if FTR ever comes back, they should come out of a box. And Jim Cornette will he'll dehydrate himself from orgasms. Now I sound like a what culture guy.
Don't say that. Do not say that, because I can't stand what culture. Fuck what culture.
I may be bald, I may be white,
True.
but I'm
Your
American.
name's not Adam.
So
You're American too, that's right. You are. You don't sound like this, Vet.
I'm Californian, bro.
California, here we come, right? I mean, come on. But yeah, Darksider also says we also have JD McDougal. Yeah. Get rid of him too, actually.
There he is.
Get fucked, McDougal. God damn. Yeah. Anyway, one more. Oh yeah, this is what I want to ask you about Dynamite. I didn't want to ask you about the show in general, but I find it ironic about Camille making her debut finally in AEW. It's been a long time coming, but just a few days, even the day before that Dynamite, people were shitting on TK for where's fucking Camille at? It's like TK was going through the forum rabbit hole the night before Dynamite. Must have been coked off his head. No sleep. On the computer, all you're hearing's in the background. And he was just reading everybody's thoughts about Camille. So what does he do? He goes, bang, I hear you. So he fucking debuts Camille. People, the AEW market absolutely adore it and love the way she debuted. Apparently she looks strong. I personally laugh at that shit and say, you're in denial. She shouldn't be playing second fiddle to Mané. How does that make her look fucking strong? I know she'll probably turn, but whatever, bro. You know what I mean? That's not the ideal way for me. She should be challenging Mané straight off the bat, like just making an impact, dude. But we don't.
I think for me, I don't know if this is a popular opinion. I don't know if it would be taken as popular if the internet heard me say it. And I really don't think if Camille heard me say it, if she didn't hear me out, she would probably hate that I said it. But my favorite Camille is Silent Camille. And this almost seems like back when she was Nick Aldis's bodyguard. And that's when she was really over.
Nick Aldis, though. Right. That's how she made a name, really.
Right. And then again, the moment she opened her mouth, the mystique was gone. Which
she's pretty bad, dude. Why is she so bad? Like,
it's not about being bad or good. She could have cut the best promos in the world, but no promo that she could cut was as good as her just standing there smiling. Like that slight little smirk, that
cheeky fucking conniving sort of, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
And she would sell stuff with her facial, her slight facial expressions and nodding her head, or like,
look at her. She looks like a machine,
frowning,
bro.
Or smiling, and she wouldn't say anything. And people would ask her questions, and she would act like she was going to say something, and then,
yeah,
yep, like that was the best. That was the best Camille,
exactly.
Right.
No, for real.
And then,
you're right.
You know, so in a way, she's kind of gone back to that so far. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I don't know, dude. It to me, in the true spirit of a la carte, it's like, okay, we got a Camille now, so I'll just try to enjoy Camille. I'm not going to say whether she should or shouldn't be somebody's bodyguard. I'm not going to say whether it has anything to do with money, because apparently my unpopular opinion is that I still like her, so I'm the crazy one for liking Mercedes. Excuse me. Whoa, wacky vet with his crazy wrestling opinions who likes Mercedes Moné. I'm trash opinion here, but
what's going on here?
Yeah, so seeing two of the ladies I like together, obviously for me that's
must
perfectly
be on cloud 9.
Yeah, that's right. That's on my menu, but I don't want to be too radical here. It's just
Hey, look, man. Honestly, I don't hate Moné as much as others do. Put it that way, right? She just can get annoying for me at times because she does feel like she truly thinks she's full of herself. You know what I mean? Whereas Camille, Zane says, dumpster fire opinion.
Yeah, well, the guy that likes Gallus. Yeah, I'm not worried about. Not worried
That's
about that.
bad, Zane. You should just blow yourself up for that, man. Zane, blow up. That's what it should be. Like, if you like Gallus, bro, that's issues, man. That's
boo
bad
this man.
issues.
Everyone in this chat, boo Zane Vicious right now.
Boo. If only I had a boo. Yeah, that's pretty sad, Zane. God damn, that's not vicious. That's friggin'. Look, he's denying it, Vet.
The classic one-word Zane Vicious answer.
Nah. But anyway, Camille, look, I wish her all the best. I really, truly hope she actually kills it in AEW. Hopefully. But the only thing that worries me, is she a little big? Does it apply to the females, Vet, in terms of size? Is she too big for All Elite Wrestling?
No.
How dare you, Zane? How dare you? That's not vicious.
Anyway. Yeah, no, she's not too big. She's Camille.
She's not too big. She's Camille. I like it.
As Camille would have said at the beginning of Billy Corgan's NWA.
What's that? Nothing.
I already did it, she goes.
Exactly. Nothing. Yeah, just nods. Anyway. Look, that is the news. I'm not going to get into further news. I know I kind of wanted to talk sort of G1, but you know what? We shouldn't even go there because, like you were saying, it's done. We're done, right? We're done with New Japan now.
It's more of a dumpster fire than my opinions. The G1.
Whoa. I never thought I would have heard that. Never in the wildest dreams would have I heard that from the Vet. Anyway, well, Vet, does that mean we need to put the gloves on? I should actually grab them. I do have gloves just there.
All right. You probably want to do that.
I think I should. I think you're right. I think I need
And
to.
by the time
maybe I'll get them.
By the time that you get your gloves properly,
I'll get them fit.
Yeah, they're we should be almost wrapped up. So yeah. Well, just like Jimmy has left, just as Jimmy has left the desk, I don't know about you guys, but on my feed, I did not. The show started with no commentary, and it was kind of off-putting at first. So I want to know. Oh, those the phenomenal gloves.
No.
Okay.
That's
Are
funny.
You
No, I'm not a
boy with
mark
the farm strength. Oh, okay.
Nah. They're just fucking bike gloves.
All right.
Motorbike gloves, dirt bike gloves.
Okay. So anybody that was watching on TNT, did they have an audio issue at the start of the broadcast also? That's what I want to know, because on the feed that Jimmy and I watched, it like at first Orange Cassidy and Johnny TV made their entrances with no commentary, and it felt like I was like, if it actually made me feel like I was at a live wrestling event, because this is how it would sound if you're just sitting in the crowd. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was watching it on Chula TV, by the way, formerly known as Fight TV, and same thing. So it was happening on TNT as well.
I don't know. Cold Blooded said he didn't notice, but
dirt bike Jimmy.
Okay. So what happened was, right as the bell was getting ready to ring for the match to start, then Tony and Nigel, they faded in. Like I could hear them, like someone turned the knob up.
Yeah,
it was weird.
They were talking.
Yeah, they didn't miss any action, but they missed the entrances. So that was weird. But maybe that was only on the certain feeds. So
yeah, it seemed like on TNT it was all good.
Okay, well, so that's your opening match. Orange Cassidy, Johnny TV. Orange Cassidy's obviously gonna win. I mean, think of all the people he's beaten. He ain't about to lose to this guy. So
Johnny
no offense,
TV.
but yeah, he ain't about to. So then they try to get a little bit something on him afterwards, but Willow Nightingale comes out to make the save. So little foreshadowing, guys. Little foreshadowing.
So does this mean now that OC is Willow's bitch? Is that what's going on now?
No. She's she may be attached to the conglomeration now.
It's getting bigger. Well, if you're gonna have a name like that, it better be big.
Right.
Imagine it really grows.
Yeah, you gotta glom things onto it. Yeah.
And she's a big girl. No pun intended. I'm just saying. She's pretty big. A good big. But she's also the campeón de mundial. The champion of the world from CMLL. When did she win that belt, actually?
That was on the show that Stephanie Vaquer was supposed to be on.
Oh, yes. In Mexico.
And it turned into a triple threat, I guess, between Willow, Uvia, and someone else.
Don't even ask me. I don't even remember at this point. But I'll give props to Zane for that one. I like that one. He's Zazuki Gun. That's a good one, Jay. Even you're cracking a smirk there. You like it. I think we need to get that over. Zazuki Gun. Oh, yeah. Hey, that will make money. I'm telling you, all the Greeks will even get onto that. 100%.
All right,
that's bravo to you, Zane.
What's army in Greek?
Good question. I know this. Stratos.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Stratos.
Okay.
In other words,
then that would be it.
Stratos Gun.
No, not
no. I know. It's it's a Zazuki Gun. I know. It's the army. I like that. That is pretty good. Actually, how would you do a shirt though? It's got the Dicky on it, like with
I guess just a little tray of.
I'm just picturing it. Like, sorry, man,
What
to
do you
cut
what
you
do
off
you
there,
like
but
to what do you like to eat with that, Jimmy? Like, what's your go-to
well,
dipping
I was
snack
talking
if you're
about
gonna eat
kebab
that?
earlier. Well, if I, you know what, I can, because I'm a true Greek vet. I love
Just
the
gonna eat it with a
dicky on
spoon?
absolutely anything. Oh fuck
Okay.
yeah, man!
Okay.
Especially when my grandma would make it. Oh my god, bro! I'm telling you, the best. Especially when you're sick with that much fucking garlic on it, man. That shit will make you better. Don't worry about that.
Mm.
I'm
So you're
telling you, it's
saying you
that good. I
need
could eat on anything.
you need a little spoonful right now, is what you're saying.
I wish, bro. See, I hate the normal tzatziki that you buy from the like supermarkets, bro, because they're just, I don't
Because
know,
it's not
man.
your
It's just
grandma's.
right. It's
So,
just not the same.
just for all our international listeners or whatever, can you explain this food to people real quick?
What tzatziki, what
Yeah,
tzatziki is?
because
Well,
I'm sure
basically,
there's if people are like listening to this, but they're not like looking at the chat or whatever, and don't see what, like they're probably like, what the hell is he talking about?
in layman's terms, it's basically garlic sauce, right?
Okay,
To put it in layman terms, but not any garlic sauce. It's tzatziki, but there's a difference. So basically,
right.
it's just it's yogurt, like Greek yogurt, with onion or even parsley in it, and garlic. Garlic is the main ingredient, though. You know what I mean? That's what you really
Okay.
taste. But the way Greeks do it, which is tzatziki, it is literally the shit. Put it that way. Love it, man.
It's
Except the
literally the
supermarket
shit.
shit.
Not literally. You mean figuratively? Let's say
Figuratively, not
figuratively.
literally.
Yeah,
Actually, you're
literally
right. I
would
shouldn't
be.
say that.
Yeah,
The
yeah. You
shit,
don't want to say that.
literally.
All right. So anyway, Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, nice.
They do a promo. It's exactly what you expect. These three guys yelling at you. No Jay White still. Therefore I'm much less interested.
Yeah, is Jay White injured?
They say he is, but I
But I
don't
think
know
there's
what
more
to.
to it.
I don't know what to make of that.
Could he possibly? Do you think there's a possibility he could be upset? He doesn't like the way he's being booked. Look, I'm probably way off, but I don't know.
I don't know. See, for him, I don't know. Okay, look, I don't know the guy really, and part of that is because he's so good at what he does that it's hard for me to get a handle on who he really is because he
That's what
seems
I'm
so
saying.
believable. But nobody
Right.
could be that big of an asshole. So I'm sure he's working.
Oh
And
wow.
he's probably a great guy. So, usually the better guy you are, the better heel you are. Seems like
That's true too. That seems to
seems
be a
like.
thing.
So if we're
Why is
going with
that?
that pattern, then I'll say if I were in Jay White's position, I would be happy that up to this point, no matter how they're using me, I've been Jay White.
True.
They haven't changed who I am. They haven't made me do anything that I wouldn't do, or at least I wouldn't let them make me do anything I wouldn't do. I've been Jay White. I've been true to myself since I've been here.
I've been Jay White.
Right.
I've been true
That's
to
basically it.
myself.
Whereas if you went to the WWE or whatever, like they may have changed a lot of things about you or asked you to change certain things. So I think I'm part of the conditions of him wanting to work there, aside from the fact that he'll have a more relaxed schedule, is he gets to be himself, even with his own music or whatever. Like he's very much his New Japan character, except in AEW. So he's probably happy about that. I don't think he
True.
really cares about his spot on the card because he makes the same money. He's got a contract,
it's
right?
true. No,
So,
for sure.
that's what I would
But
guess.
they could unleash him off the leash, bro. Like, I mean, just let him do his thing and watch how entertained everybody, including TK himself, should be just watching him do his thing. You know what I mean? And
Right. Well,
that's
yeah,
what's frustrating.
when right before he got injured, he blistered Christian in that promo, and we both put it over. And that was like a taste of what you could really have with him, but you know, it's fine. And the thing he did, the thing he did last year with MJF was good, except
that was brilliant.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about it was when they actually had the match.
That's why you should too, right?
When they actually had the match, they had a good match, but they had the wrong match. Either they had the wrong match for the booking they had, or they had the wrong booking for the match they had, because they beat up MJF too much, like way too much. So it didn't seem believable when he won. If they were going to have him do that, if they were going to have him win like that, they shouldn't have done all that extra stuff around it. They should have just had him beat Jay White in a straight up match. So that's my only issue with that. But that's neither here nor there. That's in the past. That's ancient history. My point is, I would be happy if I'm Jay White and I'm making the same amount of money and I get to be exactly how I want to be. That's all that matters. Blackpool Combat Club, meaning Claudio and Yuta.
Right.
Versus Lee Moriarty and Brian Cage, who apparently Lee Moriarty beat Yuta for the Pure Championship on Friday night. Yeah, at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor. But he's teaming with Brian Cage for absolutely zero reason.
Don't ask,
like,
ask you too many
where
questions.
was Shane Taylor in this? Like
he'll ask you too many questions, Vet.
Okay. Just one simple question is too much? Okay.
It's too much. When it comes to AEW, too much. You'll never get the answer. You just won't.
All right. No, just no. Okay. All right. Well, Top Flight also. So it's a triple threat tag team match.
Oh shit.
I mean, look, if you put any 3 tag teams, no matter who they are, if you put any 3 tag teams in a triple threat match, you're almost asking me to stop paying attention.
Excuse me?
There's something about triple threat or 4-corner tag team matches that I just can't. A tag team match is enough of a gimmick on its own. And then when you start adding multiple teams, it's just weird. It's so weird.
It's weird. All right.
But yeah, whatever. And how does that even work? Like, are 2 guys legal? Are 3 guys legal?
Actually,
it seems like they change the rules based on how they feel. Like, there's no.
That's a great point.
Some matches have. It's like a triple threat match constantly with partners on the outside, and other times it's like only 2 guys can be in there, but they could tag anyone else, which is like, I don't get it, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Here's what I really want to talk about. So there was a part where Claudio and Brian Cage were hitting each other, and every time they hit each other, the crowd would say, meat. So there was a meat chant going for these guys. And it made me think, like, here we are in the middle of a random collision with a random triple threat tag team match with a random partnership in the middle of it. It's got 2 tag teams and 2 random paired up guys that are in factions. They're each in factions, but they're together in this tag team match for no reason, at least no reason we know. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is where we're at. But if you rewind the clock, like say 7 to 10 years, can you imagine if you would have had in the center of the ring, Brian Cage versus Claudio Castagnoli? That would have been a match people wanted to see at one point in time.
Are we talking
before
about
these guys
Cage?
Had gotten ground into paste in terms of like just being made to mean absolutely nothing in the wrestling business. But looking at him here, it reminded me like, oh, what could have been, what might have been. Did you get that feeling at all? Or
I did actually. I was thinking
know what
of
I mean
Cage.
when I say that?
I totally know. And the problem was, as hyped as both of them were during that time, and Castagnoli at one stage was pretty hyped, and Cage was doing his thing in Impact Wrestling, from Hurricane Ranas to moonsaults. Heck, he was an X Division star pretty much in Impact, even though I didn't agree with his way of working back then. Nevertheless, that's what he does and was doing. And think about this. You had the guy that was reaching for that imaginary brass ring that was a little too high. You know what I mean? It just he was trying so hard. He just as big as he is, he just couldn't get those brass rings. And then you had the other one, like Zane said, losing to women.
Okay, but that's what I mean when I
say world championships, by the way.
It's not just the company, individual companies, the entire business. Just these guys were just sliding. Like they've just been sliding downhill. And that was I'm talking about even before that. Like Lucha Underground Brian Cage versus like very European United States champion Cesaro, Antonio Cesaro. Like
Antonio Cesaro.
Think about those guys at that point in time. Like that would have been a dream match. But at this point, we just don't care. You're in the middle of a triple threat tag team match on a random Collision.
Damn, that's hard, man. What about a yodeling Cesaro?
No.
So let's go back to the Heyman. It has to be the Heyman Cesaro.
It's just got to be when he had that Swiss rap song, man. That French rap song.
Oh yeah. Remember? When I first did that, for some reason it went out of my mind. When you brought it up, I just couldn't think. And then when I played it, I'm like, oh yeah, this. I forgot all about this. Now I can't forget it ever again. So that
was their peak. That was their peak. And now they're here. Anyway, Wheeler Yuta pins one of the Martins. So it's okay that he lost his pure title. He got his heat back by beating a Martin. I think it was the dad bod.
It was Fat Martin. It was Fat Martin indeed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Let's move on to Lexi with the conglomeration.
I like this.
And the conglomeration has a new member, even though Willow was trying to interrupt and like get herself over, but that's fine. She's not the new addition. It's Baby J is the new addition to the conglomeration, baby.
And the poor little baby would look like he was stressing, bro. The more he was screaming, the more the little kid was ready to just break it down, literally. But you know what? He's J Tough. Literally. He didn't cry. He handled it like a man. He just looked confused, the poor kid.
I'm sure he's already growing the beard. Like,
yeah.
He's getting started.
Bet he's going to look like Jay big time, bro. You watch. I'm telling you, man. When you name him after your brother and shit, and I'm telling you now, bro, like, I can see it. And I hope he does.
Let's hope that 10 years from now, he's on a better path than Cage and Cesaro. So
he probably will be.
But the other money thing in this little segment here was when Mark tells Kyle O'Reilly, "Hold my baby," give him the Ring of Honor championship. And then he's treating it like a baby. He's like throwing it up in the air. And Kyle O'Reilly, I told you, remember, Jimmy, I told you he's the secret best member of Undisputed Era. And nobody listened.
He's comfortable. I'll give him that, man. I've never seen him in a role like this where he's actually kind of funny. You know what I mean? And it makes sense for some weird reason. What the hell's going on?
I told you.
I told you.
Yeah. So, again, genius promo from Mark Briscoe. What else can I say about Mark Briscoe?
He's been killing it, man.
I just tell you guys every week. I can't recount the promo for you. You'll just have to go find the clip and watch it and enjoy it.
It was fun, put it that way. And the kid got over too, man. Put it that way. Both kids, the Bout and Baby J.
Right. Two babies. All right.
Two babies.
All right. And now what I think we can agree. Well, it was pretty much the main event of the show for us, but there was something else I liked a little bit coming up later. But here we go, guys. It's part 2 of Hologram versus and who's his opponent, Jimmy? Do you want to say it? I'll let you say it.
Mortos.
What kind of Mortos?
Well, that's $1 million question.
The beast. The beast. It's the beast.
He's the beast, but according to Nigel, he was the beef. Mortos. The beef, yeah. I don't know if you heard him say that, but I kind of popped to that. He's like, the beef Mortos. The way they say it, I hate it. Mortos. Like, what the fuck is Mortos? God damn it.
It's
on
what culture, that's why.
No culture, bro, like at all, but like, you know what I mean? It's Mortos. Dark Mortos. As cold blood. Just Dark Mortos.
Oh man. This is how over these guys, like, if you think that Jimmy and I are either being facetious,
we're not,
or that we're just getting like a little too hyped up and enjoying it, or we're too biased. I mean, first of all, obviously last week you heard Jimmy rip Hologram a new one, and you've heard him bury Mortos in the past, but apparently they've helped to start making him a believer. However, don't take our word for it. This crowd, right? Which, by the way, they were hot all night to this point. Like, they were into all the stuff that we said. Even if we haven't been into it, they were into that triple threat tag team match. They were into that Orange Cassidy match to start. these people were even hotter. So I don't know if Tony bonused the whole crowd or if they were legit, but like they were into it to the point that the people chanted for both the guys. Like there were chants for both guys. They both got pops coming out, even though one's clearly supposed to be the face and one's supposed to be the heel, but the crowd was so into them before they even did anything, they were both getting chants. So that's awesome.
It was a fun match, man. Look, I shat on these guys, especially Hologram, a week ago. But god damn it, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, man. Look, it was pretty choreographed, all right? Let's be real. There was a lot of, you could see it. You could just see the way the spots were happening. But forget that, though. The point is, put that aside. The match was fun. The crowd was hot. God damn it, Mortos even saved Hologram from going kapoogram and not existing anymore. Because did you see that spot where he ran? First of all, he did a friggin' plunger off the top rope, which looked great. The camera angle, the way he did that, it looked real good. And then from there, he got back in the ring, done a suicide dive, a tope suicida, whatever you want to call it. Dude nearly landed on top of his head if it wasn't for Mortos and his superpowers. He saved his ass, bro.
He said, "You're not going to be Mortos today.
You're not.
You're going to be Viva."
Mortos. Yeah. And man, he nearly died, but he saved his ass. And you know what? I'm all for Hologram now.
Hey, speaking of that, didn't Mortos save somebody at the Ric Flair's last match show too?
Did he?
Like, didn't somebody almost fucking crack their head open and he caught him? Wasn't that him?
Maybe.
I swear that was him. One of you guys, Zane Vicious, do you guys remember what I'm talking about? They had that on the undercard of Ric Flair's last match. They had that lucha match, and I swear somebody almost died except for Taurus caught him.
Yeah, was he Taurus at the time though? Yeah. Mortos. If he's the lifesaver, legit, dude, I'm telling you, this guy saves lives. I'm not kidding. He's strong. He's fucking strong too. He seems it anyway. And you know what, man? Really, let's be real. He called this match. Like, he really did. He called this whole match. He's actually a lot better than I give him credit for, too. Even though I've seen him a million times, especially as Taurus, right?
Black Taurus.
Black Taurus and his little gang that he had in Impact Wrestling. What was it called again? The crew again?
Oh, he was in Decay, actually.
Oh, Decay, that's it. Decay. Now he's Mortos. I love that name. Mortos is so good. Did you notice what he also does? When he's, sort of playing with the crowd, he looks at the camera, dude, and he goes cross-eyed, and he's like, ah! His eyes go that way. I was like, what a character, man. Like, as if he did that. I don't know why, but I've just noticed a lot of things with Mortos that I actually enjoyed for some reason this week. But even Hologram, good, god damn it. Hologram was freaking gramming everywhere.
Yeah, he grammed all over the place. It was great. I really enjoyed it, but it's funny though. Like, I don't know what it is, but they just, and of course I have notes, but what they did was so good.
It was weird.
And like, even in the main event, the real main event of Pac versus Leo Rush, they were also doing stuff, but it just didn't, even though those guys are both really awesome guys, it wasn't quite this. There was an energy to this match that it just wasn't the same when those guys did it later. It was like, there was a lot of electricity in this whole thing. I don't know if it's just the anticipation of like, okay, Hologram, you did it once. Can you do it again? Or is it just the fact that Mortos is really firing up the crowd and like getting them into it too? Like,
he's really good. Trust me, he's actually really good. Man, look, and Hologram, he was made. He was a made man after this. Like, no shit. He was feeling it. The crowd was doing lucha chants as well. They were even chanting lucha libre. I mean, this, for some reason, after the second week, even Tony Schiavone was saying, oh my God, like, can you believe it? It's the second week and look at the fans. It's practically the same fan base, I assume. But then again, it sounded a lot better this time, so maybe it wasn't. But man, I think he's made, and I think from now on, you know how wrestling fans are. Once they hear one crowd going bananas over, someone,
Right.
it's gonna, it's gonna
Word of
snowball
mouth
into
is
the
going to
next
spread
crowd.
now.
Right.
I think, well, that's the thing. Like, this could be a something for Collision. Like, you got to
I'm all
watch
for it.
Hologram, and he's only on Collision. Like, he could be an attraction. I mean, some people might laugh at hearing that. And
No.
I would also laugh along with you. But it could happen. I'm not saying that they have the ability to make it happen, but I've seen the vision. Like, the vision is already there. I've already seen it, and now it's up to them to do it. So hopefully they do. But you also have to have guys that know how to get the most out of him too. Like you took Gringo Loco and you took Mortos, and those guys are
Two
known
great
for.
guys.
Yeah, they're known for being a good lucha libre base. So, now it's like, okay, you've done that, but can you do it again? And yeah, so my notes just real quick were, the only thing I didn't like about the match itself was just a little bit out of order again. Like I was telling you how it seemed like certain spots last week were like, the one spot should have been at the beginning when they put it towards the end and everything like that. And in this one, I thought just something that's a little more American, I think, is...
Yeah, this is very lucha, man.
Yeah, but as far as like what you do in the match and some of the psychology, they're different. But I think some things are universal. And I think in any story, doesn't matter what kind of story it is, I think you basically have your basic breakdown is, for the babyface shine, heat in the middle, and then the end is what it is. And the ending determines the rest, right? Like if the babyface is going over, I give him a little shine at the beginning and then a long heat in the middle, right? Because he's winning at the end. So he has to come back and overcome the adversity, right? If the heel's going over, I give the babyface most of the match. And then I say, like, at the very end, like, I cheat real quick and steal it. And then everybody's like, oh, he had you, motherfucker. You cheated. That kind of thing, right? So since he's going over, I would have just, like, Mortos took a lot in the beginning and did a lot of fancy stuff like that spinning, like that rolling over the back arm drag thing.
Doesn't that annoy you a little bit? Because you can see that it's all Mortos doing that. Really, it's not hologram.
No. I'm not. You're talking about something else. I'm talking about the part where Mortos rolls over Hologram's back and arm drags.
Okay. Sorry.
It's like a fancy babyface move, but he's also trying to show like, hey, look, you're winning, but I'm gonna get my shit in. But I just would have if I was Mortos, I would do all that, but I would let him get a little bit more shit in at the very, very beginning. Like I'll let it be like he's getting over on me a little bit more at the beginning, and then I cut him off. This one, Mortos was basically on him from the start and basically reversing a lot of his shit. So I would
you would have done 70-40 sort of thing.
I would just give him I would just start the match with a little bit more shine for Hologram and then cut him off pretty quick. Go into the long heat, and then basically the match plays out how it does. That's all I would do. It's a very minor thing. It's a nitpicky thing. Also, like Cold Blooded pointed out, like there's a spot where he does a dude, Mortos hit a top rope wing clipper on Hologram, which should look like it killed him. And then he grabs his legs and just stands up and like folds him over, and the referee just won't count it. And I'm like, bitch, get your ass down there and count that. You're ruining the match, bro.
Yeah, but why?
Like the referee ruined the match.
Oh, what? It's Don Stevens, right? I mean, it was.
No.
Don Stevens is the ref.
No, it was that one guy that.
Was it?
It was not Don Stevens. No.
Okay.
I think they had actually a Hispanic guy. Maybe they.
I know who you're talking about, the bald guy. Oh yeah, true. That makes sense.
But still, count that fucking pin. Don't disrupt the flow of the match on some bullshit. His shoulders were down. Just count it.
Yeah, I hate referees lately have been doing some weird things like that lately, man. And I don't like it one bit. Just go along with it. You know what I mean? Stop making it look like it's bullshit. Like legit.
If his shoulders are down, count it.
Just
if his shoulders ain't down, don't count it. but if his shoulders are down, count it. Anyway, yeah, that's that. And then and the finish was a little anticlimactic because he hits a crucifix bomb, but then he has to like roll him up in a little cradle thing. So that was a little bit off rhythm, but it's fine.
Dude, same bitch is saying, just hearing Top Rope Wing Flipper made me coil up.
I mean, it probably hurt Mortos more, but still, it looked devastating.
Dude, what about the power bomb onto his knee? What the fuck, bro?
Oh, like the MJF power bomb?
No, but vertically though, not like horizontally, like not horizontally. Fucking
no, MJF does that.
Like that?
Yeah, you never seen him do that?
I've seen him do it.
He did it to Will Ospreay just 2 weeks ago.
Like exactly like that, like front power bomb, bang, like
right on the knee, yep.
Collarbone. Shit, man, I didn't watch that match though 2 weeks ago. So
or you talking about the pile driver though? That was a pile driver you're talking about.
Or was it a pile driver on the knee? I don't know. He did some fucking weird thing. Mortos was doing shit I'd never really seen, man. Sort of thing. I was like, damn, that would have hurt. You know what I mean? And
anyway,
he's done 2 variations of it.
Right? Yeah, they did a lot of crazy stuff in this match. We can't even. There's no way we'd be able to call
just watch
it all.
Yeah,
it's look 8 3/4. Just
watch 100.
All right. Next, apparently we got somebody's a fan. A big movie release came out this past weekend, Wolverine and Deadpool, and here comes Thunder Rosa with a yellow and blue to represent her favorite X-Man, apparently. And she's taking on Maya World.
Who's the hell is Maya World, bro?
I don't know. Did she let Jeff Jarrett give her a gimmick name?
Maya World. I hope he comes out with a guitar and just plants her, bro. Straight up. That would be funny, but yeah, I don't like the name though. But you will remember it though. So maybe it is smart. Well, that's another question. But for me to actually remember that name, I guess she's doing something. But why Maya World? I don't know, man. There's too many worlds, and it's Jeff's world, not yours. Just quietly.
That's right. Yeah, and she's not long for this world either, because Rosa beats her with the camel clutch relatively quickly. And,
Rosa looks great, though, in this match.
Huh?
Rosa actually looked pretty good in this match, man, to be honest. Even her figure, she looked like her old self again in many ways.
And didn't she have the half paint again?
Yeah, and she looked great like that. Me too, man. Absolutely. She was back to her usual self, put it that way.
Yeah. All right. Thumbs up for Rosa. And then the announcers say there's a commotion backstage, and you can guess what's about to happen here, because we see a bunch of people that no one's ever seen before laid around the backstage area. So you know what that means. Lance Archer. Lance Archer's walking back there. Yep.
He's walking there. Oh, and by the way, can I say one more thing though about the Mortos? Did you hear his promo this past Wednesday?
Did I?
That's all right, because you know what he said?
Huh.
That was it. So I had to say it before, but it made me laugh, man. When I saw it, I was like, you got me Mortos. He doesn't speak English or Espanol. He speaks Mortos.
He speaks beast.
Yeah, and beef, apparently, according to Nigel.
Beef.
Sorry, I had to say it, but yeah, continue.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, it was just Lance Archer throwing a bunch of people around, and then he said everybody dies.
Everybody dies. Hate that song, just quietly.
Yeah. So next we get the Conglomeration versus the Premier Athletes.
Damn.
And the Premier Athletes do a promo on their way to the ring again to try to get over it. And then we have the match, and so it's the Conglomeration, which I guess on this night consists of Mark Briscoe, Ishii, and O'Reilly. The best team ever. And they beat the shit out of the Premier Athletes, and Kyle O'Reilly gets an armbar on, I think it was Josh Woods. So
yeah, it was Woods, and Woods almost had a cry and ran away after that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Of all the guys to beat, why Josh Woods?
I know, and he's a shoot he's a shoot guy, man. Legitimately.
He's the biggest guy. He's got the most potential.
How do they not see anything with him? That's another thing, man. Like, I've always felt he's had potential, even from the old Ring of Honor. Like, I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, Josh Woods, I mean, I like him. He's kind of a cheese sandwich. Well, they're all kind of cheese sandwiches. Like the whole Premier
but-
Athletes group is cheese. It's like 3 cheese
They are.
sandwiches all laid out.
Is it
The same
it's
piece of
blue
white
vein
bread,
cheese sandwiches?
the same piece of Kraft singles,
Eesh.
like
oh.
in a neat little baggie with the Ziploc top. Like
with the Ziploc.
you're not.
Do you have Glad
getting,
bags? Like in a Glad bag?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, that's it.
Shit.
It can be bad. It can be okay. Like sometimes all you need is a simple cheese sandwich, but if you got three cheese sandwiches packed in the same lunch, I don't know. I'm gonna pass on that a la carte. You know what I mean?
Oh, big time, bro. Especially if one's like, but it's all craft cheese. You know, one's like a cheese stick.
One piece too, not even like 2 pieces. It's just like one slice.
No bueno for me, bro.
Yep.
Fuck
Bread
that.
not toasted, just plain white
stale.
Wonder Bread Kraft
stale,
cheese,
bro.
cheese sandwich.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You might as well even add fucking Philadelphia cheese spreading on it.
Or tzatziki.
Oh, yeah. Come on. I love tzatziki on everything, but not on fucking not
You're
cheese,
the one
bro.
that said that it could go on anything. You said
well,
I didn't
I
ask
wasn't
you to say
thinking
it.
cheese.
You said it. Yeah.
Especially freaking Kraft cheese, the same old Kraft. Anyway.
It certainly
Let's move
spice up the cheese sandwich, but
damn.
nonetheless, that's what we have here. We have the Premier Athletes, aka 3 cheese sandwiches. And you got the conglomeration, which is like, I don't know, steak, lobster, and some other decadent food. I don't know.
I'm already feeling sick, and I was already legitimately feeling sick. But like Cold Blooded said, I need X-Lax just thinking about that. Damn it. Don't make me think about that.
All right, well,
shitting my pants.
unfortunately, we have to move from this to Chris Jericho. So try to, if you have a bottle of Pepto handy, maybe you want to take a swig. But no,
I've drank so many glasses of water because I feel dehydrated.
Okay. Well,
now we got Jericho.
Yeah, he's cutting a promo on Suzuki after Dynamite, apparently, their match. So he cut the promo. He's with Renee.
Hey guys.
Hi guys. Yeah, he said he's gonna get his revenge on him, even though he won the match. I don't know.
I can't stand this character, man. I'm done. Jericho can just
bye guys.
Yeah, bye guys. Just get the fuck out of here, man. Please. I'm done. Take some time off. If anyone needs time off, it's you, Chris. Take some time off so we miss him a little bit. I don't think we will.
He's going to be on every Dynamite until number 500.
Look, man. I'll say one thing about him. He's stubborn, bro. He really is. I mean, he just doesn't. He keeps going. To his credit, he should be setting examples, right? When you think about it. Does anyone fucking watch him and take his work ethic? I'm not too sure. Excuse me, but at least he's always there, man. He's the one guy I guess you can count on, even though we all don't want to see him week in, week out. Excuse me.
Which he's turning that into his gimmick.
Which is funny,
more
because
TV
at least
time.
he's definitely right.
Yeah.
But he's smart too, because he's doing that like I feel like a cover still though.
Right.
Because he's still really that person in many ways, even though he's playing it like on TV.
Also, why did he want Suzuki to chop him 900 times?
I have no idea.
Like, who would want that?
I don't know anymore, Vet, when it comes to Jericho.
And I know that was
bro.
his idea because he had a match with Ishii like a year or two ago, and he did the same thing. Like they just stood there and chopped each other for 10 minutes. But I'm like, so this must be Chris Jericho's idea because both these guys probably didn't want to do the exact same thing. And if he's old and he's got to go on tour and do all the stuff he does because he's always busy, he doesn't want to just have like a raw, bloody chest trying to put shirts on and bleeding through it all the time and everything. So like, I don't get why he wants to do that. These guys can do other things besides just hit you in the chest 600 times, but I don't
he's the pain maker. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, no further questions then. So next is Archer versus a guy. Not sure we ever got his name.
Z guy.
Yeah, it goes how you would imagine. He gives him the blackout.
But I'm confused, Vet.
Yeah.
So does this mean Archer's back on the path to victories week in, week out?
Well,
Is that what's happening now?
He beat up the entire backstage.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
And then he beat up this guy. And so that automatically makes him ready for Will Ospreay on Wednesday.
That's what this was all about.
Right.
I see. So
have you noticed now, do you okay, I'm going to, all joking aside, I'm not joking. Okay, look.
Oh no, okay. No jokes.
If I could be serious for a minute. Okay, that was the last joke.
No, please continue. What did you have to say?
Whoever's in charge of this at AEW, do you think that they know or that they forget? Remember, I'm serious. Just let me ask the question.
Right.
And I'm asking the chat too. You guys can play along at home. Do you think they know or do you think they forget that they've got this habit of, like, on Collision, they take somebody that hasn't been on TV for weeks or months. They give them one win over a job guy right before they're supposed to face somebody else that you know is going to beat them on Dynamite.
And beat him good.
Right. If you wanted to give Lance a match against Will Ospreay on Dynamite, should this match not have taken place on this week's Dynamite? Like, that way people on Dynamite would have seen it. Right. They would have seen Lance Archer, seen him get a win. I'm not even saying it's a good idea, but don't put it on Collision. Put it on Dynamite. If he's having the match against Will Ospreay on Dynamite, put it on the previous week's Dynamite. If he's going to have, if he's having this match on Collision, he should be having a match against Will Ospreay on the Collision next week.
I agree, but
so do you? But do you think they realize that this is their pattern? Collision job match, and then lose on Dynamite. They've done this with, I can't remember, but it's happened at least 3-4 different times where they'll try to get. Oh, it happened with Dustin Rhodes. Remember when Dustin Rhodes was supposed to get a match against
Sammy Guevara, wasn't it, for the TNT Championship?
No, it was. No? It was against Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe was the AEW champion.
More recently, right.
Yeah, so he beat. Yeah, so Dustin Rhodes beat some guy on Collision right before he was going to have his match on Dynamite with Samoa Joe. Like same exact thing. Right. Do you think they forget that they've done that, or do they keep doing it as a rib or
It's
whatever?
Not a rib. I actually don't think it's a rib, because if it was, it's not a rib, man. I truly think they forget. I truly believe that, because I know there's a consistency to this too, so it makes you think: do they really forget? But if you're on, look, I'm taking the piss now a little bit, but if all the rumors are true and you're really not sleeping, you know what I'm saying, and you're partying like it's fucking 1969, apparently, not 1999, but 69. You know, the good old peace out days. Then, I think they're forgetting shit. TK looks like the type that, I mean, think about it, man. Look at his face, bro. From when AEW first started, he was very neat, well-shaven, looked innocent, you know what I mean? He wasn't, he was all happy and shit. Look at TK 2024, he looks all disheveled and shit. He looks like the type of guy that would literally forget what he's doing an hour later, like. So I'm actually going with the latter, Vet, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I'm not trying to take this as a joke, but there is a pattern of randomness, as Cold Blooded said. Especially on this show, when it comes to Collision.
Well, he says they know exactly what they're doing. Javi says that's an AEW issue as a whole. Zay Vicious says short cyclical push.
Abrams is back.
Well, I just don't know. Like, my point is, if they just dragged Archer out of nowhere just to lose to Will Ospreay on Wednesday, would it be any different than if he had this match or not? It's the same thing.
No, it doesn't do anything.
He's not even beating a guy. They didn't even, I don't even know what the announcers named this guy.
I don't even know what his name is, right? It's no shit. But yeah, this is their way of putting someone supposedly over. So then it looks like it's going to be a big match come this Wednesday. So Ospreay gets the big win. Fuck out of here, man. Not even WWE do this to this extent, to this level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not anymore anyway.
Well, not anymore, right?
All right. Well, let's move on from this. Next we have Top Guys, FTR, and they're going to be taking on. Oh man, I wasn't expecting this. It's the MXM collection.
Maximum male something. The M&M makes him clear. I actually popped when I saw this event.
Yeah.
I really did. I was like, hang on a minute. I had to look twice. I'm like, is that maximum male models? I know. I know. Well, this one got to know. She says, I wondered if they did it simply because he is from Texas. And you're talking about Lance Hoyt. Sorry, Archer. Yeah, not really. Actually, Liz, that's nah.
Dude, I think
it's because of Ospreay.
From Texas have forgotten about him now.
Yeah, it's because of Ospreay. Make no mistake. Yep.
He's over on Ring of Honor. So if you're not watching Honor Club and watching him tag with fucking Vincent and John Goodman from fucking
John Goodman from Roseanne.
From if you're not watching that, then you don't see him at all. But that's where these guys have been. Like the MXM collection's been having vignettes on Ring of Honor that they be coming soon. I guess they made their debut on Death Before Dishonor the previous night.
So are they signed now?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, God. Speaking of Ring of Honor and AEW, you just made me realize and thought of something. TK got asked about what's wrong with Ring of Honor, right? And he said if Ring of Honor had the letters AEW in front of Ring of Honor, it'd be more over. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, nah, malaka. In other words, you
so then
stupid.
Why doesn't it?
That's what I'm like. Why would he say that though? Like, why even say that?
Yeah,
like,
if they would be more over if they had AEW in front of it, then why don't you put AEW in front of it since it's your thing?
But yeah, it's like he's almost criticizing himself in a way. It's like, well, if Ring of Honor had AEW in front of it, it would be more over. Like, really, dickhead? You're going to say
whatever.
that, really?
Whatever. Let's talk about this match. So, I like this, even though it had FTR in it. But, and even though Hollywood Axe Axon was back with his weight belt and his fucking, whatever, his Hulk Hogan gear.
Hollywood Axe Axon.
but
yeah, brother.
But yeah, I enjoyed that they were, getting into the gimmick and doing stuff, and the crowd was very happy to see them.
Is that what it is now? It's a parody FTR? Is that what they do now?
I'm talking about MXM. I don't give a shit about what FTR.
Oh, even FTR's a parody, but I mean, all four of these guys are a parody.
Well, these guys are probably all best friends from their WWE days, but that's probably why they wanted to have this match in the first place. But like Liz said, it was stupid because you knew they weren't going to go over, And again, they got a quality win on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, only to now lose to the FTR. Yep, a good quality win.
Quality. Yeah, big fuck. I mean, all four of these guys. Look, I don't mind Eminem, as in MXM. If you listen to some of their podcasts that they do, they're actually pretty entertaining in a way. But they're stained to me. Max, I mean, I'm good on them for still doing the model thing, but whatever. Each to their own.
They can make it funny.
They're funny guys, dude. They're really legitimately. I truly mean that.
Yeah, Mansoor's really good.
Surprisingly,
Mace, or whatever his name is, Madden.
Marseille
is what it used to be called. I don't know what his name is now. It's something.
He could have been a big killer though, dude.
Like
fuck, it's Max Maxon.
Max Maxon, okay. Madden.
Mad Madden, yeah. And Mansoor Mansanson.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that guy needs a lot more time in the ring. Because there were multiple times. Like everything he did in the match was fine, but it was the other stuff. Like I was watching him when he's like sitting on the outside waiting for his turn to get in the ring, and he's making it too obvious. Like he's not like he's just waiting for his spot, and the cameras shouldn't be catching him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna fucking say that. You took the words out of my mouth. That's also production fault.
The spot, right? The spot where Cash Cashin is doing like jabs to Mansoor, and he's like he's sticking his Jabsons. He's sticking his head through the ropes and just watching his partner get punched. And then when he takes a bump, that's when he gets in the ring. It's like, no, dude, no. If this shit was real, as soon as you saw your partner getting punched, you would just run in there. Why would you?
Right,
wait?
you wouldn't even think. Right.
So just things like that he needs to work on. But other than that, like as long as they just keep doing the gimmick, I mean, the fans probably won't notice that stuff as much. But just keep. He just needs more reps. He's obviously hasn't been working this whole time, so he needs to get back in there,
clearly.
Get some experience under his belt. You know. And,
even though he's been in the business now, Vet, for almost 10 years in a way, dude, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Some of that time as a Raw commentator.
That's true.
That was like a whole era of Raw that people forget about probably. And then it was Brock Lesnar that like beat him up and just left him laying.
Yeah, I remember that, right. And then that's when he came back as your maximum male fucking malaka, pretty much. I mean, but he plays it well. Like I said, don't get me wrong, he makes me laugh. They're funny guys. Mansoor is a lot funnier than you think in many ways also. But still, whatever, for the ha-has, that's all why they're there. But in a way, I do want him to do something in his company. Let him fucking be actually funny and do some vignettes or some shit. Like, just do something with him, man. I don't want to just see bangers. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, they were doing coming soon vignettes, but that was only on Ring of Honor. So if you weren't watching Ring of Honor,
I never saw it. So, yeah.
Right. So maybe there'll be a Ring of Honor attraction. Maybe the hope is that they'll get people to watch. We'll see how that goes.
I want to see Mortos vignettes, but that's what they need to really do. Mortos. For Collisione. Mortos. Yeah. See, this Saturday.
Sábado.
Sábado. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's how you said it in Greek too, so that's why I knew that.
Oh, all right.
Sábado. So,
next, the Acclaimed. Also from right after the Blood and Guts match from Wednesday, they just do a promo where they're screaming at the camera, and then they tell
people loved it, bro. Apparently, this was the making of the Acclaimed, according to the neckbeards of AEW. I never saw it, but I want to hear your opinion. Are they the new and improved Acclaimed?
Well,
no, they're not, are they?
Not exactly, but I think it depends. Like, okay, are we done with the playing around scissoring thing? Like, are we more serious now?
No more scissoring?
I'm just saying, like, that's very silly. Like, it's hard for me to take you seriously if you go out there and do that. So
no Caesar.
No scissor. I'm just saying. If they want to be taken seriously.
Well, people loved it, apparently. Yeah.
I'll wait for your internet to
no scissoring. Simple. Oh, am I breaking up?
It got behind for a second there.
Damn.
I think you're back now.
Am I cool now?
I
am? Okay, good.
But yeah, I mean, it was fine, I guess. But, well, I mean, the first part was just Anthony Bowen screaming at me. So I kind of was like, I felt like I was in a Ethan Page promo for a second. And then, yeah.
Well, he's been screaming a lot lately.
Once Max started talking, it got a little bit better. But yeah, so it was fine.
The Acclaim. Get it?
No, I don't get it. What we did get was Pac, the Bastard Pac versus Leo Rush.
Leo Pac.
These guys, well, they both know what they're doing for sure. But I don't know. Like after the whole, after the hologram and Mortos match, I just didn't have much left.
Yeah, it was, and plus you knew you were going to get a similar type of match,
Mm-hmm.
just not as lucha libre. If you know, it's still a flippy fucking type of thing. Good match, but it wasn't Mortos hologram great. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It was just everything around that match also made it good. As much and as hard as these two guys worked, they're not Mortos. Heck, Mortos and Hologram are more over than both of these guys right now in AEW. I'm sorry, there you go, I said it. I'm telling you, man.
It may be, and it's funny too because both of these guys, Leo and Pac, for different reasons, they're like here today, gone tomorrow, back today,
yeah.
gone again tomorrow. Like it's like they don't get extended runs, and even if they're there, it seems like they don't get used often.
Well, can you trust them?
I don't know, but he also throws out a lot of random matches. So even if you don't trust him, just book him in a match, like something. I don't know. I just found it ironic that these two, make him a tag team.
Gone here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the tag
that's
team.
They should be called, right?
Hey, wait a minute. But I just, that's all I'm saying. It's like these guys are good. They know what they're doing. They're entertaining. They basically have every tool that you can want as a wrestler except for height. So,
except for height. Right.
So, yeah, there's definitely a place for them. But I think part of what you're saying, the reaction is there's no anticipation for them. There's anticipation for Hologram because he's new, right?
Oh, man.
But these guys are like, how can I get excited for you if I haven't seen you? Like,
right. And
it's kind
you're
of
probably not going to be around for 6 months.
Even though it's a thing to be like, how can I miss you if you don't go away? But these guys go away too much. They stay away.
And do you really miss them though when they come back?
I
it's
don't
like
know.
Stay away now.
Well, it would. Okay, here's the thing. Just like you said, can they be trusted for one reason or another? Like at different points and different times, they've been gone for different reasons.
Right.
Sometimes it's because of, lockdowns, or sometimes because of injuries, or
retirement.
Leo Rush takes, Leo Rush puts a lot of emphasis on his personal life and family. So if there's something that happens outside of wrestling that he needs to deal with, he will definitely put wrestling on the back burner.
And I'll take my hat off
that
to him for that. You know what I mean?
As he should.
He's a family man, absolutely.
Right. But then even when he's ready to be back, then he might get hurt. So it's like, it's just kind of an unfortunate situation for these guys to be consistent. I don't really hold it against them, but then when they do come back, maybe because of that, AEW doesn't really want to put them in anything major just in case.
Well, you can't blame them in this case, right?
I don't know. Do they even book MJF the way he's supposed to? Do they book any top guys right? Did Swerve get booked right? Nobody gets booked right, so whatever. Swerve. It probably has nothing to do with that. It's probably just a coincidence. So let's just say these guys get thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up, guys. You worked hard. Pac wins with the brutalizer. And then that's the end of the match. There's no post-match angle. The match just ends. That's nice for a change. For AEW, that's almost refreshing for a match to just end with nobody getting beaten up afterwards, like nobody getting rolled up and then having to get their heat back, or nobody coming out and hitting their music and cutting a promo on them or attacking them.
You know why? You know what that means? Here today, gone tomorrow, Vic. They're going to be gone for a while now.
No angle for you.
no bueno, no angle. No good angle. Yeah, nothing. They're just going home, one to the UK, one to the family. That's it. We're done. As simple as that. I mean, like I say, can you blame them? And I'm talking about AEW, that is.
Yep. So, well, we're done too, because that's the end of the show. And
damn,
I didn't watch Battle of the Belts.
You know what? Neither did I.
Apparently, the Von Erichs and Dustin won the
Did they win?
Ring of Honor 6-person tag team title.
Wait, can I ask you something? When did the fucking Bang Bang Gang lose the Ring of Honor Trios Championships?
I think they got stripped of all the titles because they were unified.
Oh, so they got stripped for those too.
I guess. Yeah, they must have.
That's weird, bro. There's something more to this Jay White fucking thing. I'm telling you.
Weird.
I don't know what's going on, bro.
Too weird.
Too weird. That's weird. So I didn't expect that. I wasn't
weird,
sure.
Brother. Too weird.
Too weird. Yeah, right there. Bang. It's true. Don't worry about too sweet. It's too weird.
So they stripped all the belts from them, but then when they had that match last week, they only had those for the AEW trios titles.
That's what I was saying. That's what I mean.
Right.
Like it's.
They
that's
didn't
why I
put
got
both
confused.
sets of titles on the line. They kept the Ring of Honor was separate. So now I guess that means that Dustin and you could say that Dustin and the Von Erichs will now be on Ring of Honor as like another attraction. So now Ring of Honor's got, MXM
AEW
and
Ring
the
of
Von
Honor.
Erichs. Yeah.
Woo! So that means basically these trios championships on both sides have become your pity championships. Is that what it is? Like I feel sorry for you, so here you're champion now.
Perhaps.
And before we do go, another thing I wanted to ask you, Vic, since MJF has christened the International Championship into the, what is it called? The American Championship, whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
How dumb. Just the American Championship. It just sounds weird. Not North American, not United States, just American. Anyway, the point is that a temporary belt, basically, and whoever beats MJF eventually turns it back to the fucking International Championship.
That'd be weird if you cared about the answer to that question, but I'll just say I would like to see like this be like a smoking skull belt situation.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
But the funny thing is he said the American title, but then he went on to talk about Long Island. So why didn't he just make it like the Plainview Long Island title?
True.
Like that would have been even funnier.
I wonder whose idea that was anyway to do this in the first place. Was it TK's or was it MJF's?
I don't know.
Then again, it's got to be TK's because the American Championship. Like how it sounds dumb, bro. Sounds cheap. Like why not just call it the North American? Like I don't know, man. I'm sure WB can't copyright North American, right? You can't technically.
Maybe they can.
Interesting. Or call it the America's Championship. I have no idea, but just American Championship makes me think of American males. American males. Yeah, American males. Yeah, that's Scotty Riggs and Buff Bagwell. But yeah, man. Anyway, well, if you had to give this a rating though, Vet, what can that possibly be?
This one, I'm gonna give this one like a B-.
Do you know who won also between actually don't worry about it. I shouldn't even ask you a dumb question. Because I know Tony Storm would have won. I know.
Started asking it.
As in Tony Storm versus what was her name again? Anyways,
Tony Storm won.
I know, that's why I said it was a dumb question. There's no point of asking it when I know Tony Storm would have won. And really, Battle of the Bouts have been just a battle of fucking nothing since the inception of Battle of the Bouts, to be fair. Did anything good happen, peeps, in Battle of the Bouts? Like, anything?
Did anybody actually win a belt besides... Actually, I think the Von Erichs winning a belt is the first time a belt's ever been won on Battle of the Belts, isn't it?
Was that on Battle of the Belts? Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. I guess. Yeah, I don't think the championships ever turned.
And they didn't even beat anybody for it. It was just vacant.
It was just vacant. You're right. It's stupid.
So someone had to win. A title had to change hands.
No, well, Javi says, "Nee."
We are the knights who say, "Nee."
Nee. Well, speaking of nee, Vet, should we take it home? Is this the first time in a while we're doing under 2 hours?
Yeah, we could have done even faster than that, but
and that's because of me.
Try to go off on these tangents and stuff.
Well, there was a few tangents, but if I had to give this a rating though, it'd be M for Mordos. Nah. Honestly, B's an actual fair.
Yeah.
It got over the line. I wasn't as bored as usual, but put it this way: by the time I finished watching Collision, I was like, I don't want to watch Battle of the Bounce.
Yeah.
Like straight up, I just was like, nah. 2 hours is enough for me.
I simply had no time.
Well, neither did I. That makes two of us. I just wasn't. Hey, come on, bro. Nah. Look, it was a decent show.
Maybe he's giving.
So.
I'm sure Cold Blooded is giving us an A.
Oh well, yeah.
Right.
It better be for us.
Obviously,
Should be
an
S.
A. But I did enjoy. Well, I did enjoy the energy of the show. Seemed to be up, even from last week. You know, it's
much
just that
better,
there was
dude.
there was just a couple of
better.
items off my menu. That's all.
There's a lot of items actually off our menu, but hologram is part of my menu now. Mortos. Mark Briscoe killed it. I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't forget
little
Mark
baby
Briscoe.
J.
You had MXM collection.
Yeah.
Wolverine Rosa.
Who killed it too against the nobody.
Right.
I think that's it on the a la carte
It's good
menu,
enough,
bro.
good enough. Orange Cassidy, if you like that sort of thing for an appetizer. It's like the free breadsticks, it's fine.
Or the cheese sticks, even at this point.
A little Parmesan on the
Oh,
breadstick.
that's a little smelly, but I don't mind Parmesan though, man. I actually like it. I like it on my spaghetti
just
bolognese.
a little something better than the cheese sandwiches that were the premier athletes. But
damn it, they're forever gonna be cheeseheads. And I'm not talking about Al Snow or fucking Steve Blackman.
Green
Yeah.
Bay.
Anyway, so B from you, B for me. In saying that, tell them what you're doing and where they can find you, man.
Yeah, at Opinion Haver on all your favorite social media platforms. You can find me every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern with Big Ray Hernandez for the Next Level Wrestling Review. You can find me every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern with Brandon for the Impact Attack. You can find Rip Rogers every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern Concrete Time, where Rip does a Q&A, and it had a kind of a scary end this week because something apparently happened and Von Lilas wasn't feeling well, so
really
a little bit. He's okay, I guess now, like decent, but he'll have to take care of himself a little bit. So I don't know if the show's going to be on next week, but
damn,
keep up to date on that. Follow that situation, and then Stevie Richards, his back is getting better. He's feeling a little bit better. He's still working hard, and he did his another episode of the Stevie Richards show where he talked about what was he talking about? Oh, he talked about that channel doesn't exist any longer. We got to update that graphic.
That's true. We do.
we've got to get a new one, but yeah. So Stevie was talking about. He tried to do a mathematical scientific calculation of who's better between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. So
I haven't seen that one yet. I watched his AEW thing though.
Using math will determine who's the best. Settle this once and for all.
I can see who won this.
Yeah, check that out and check out everything else he's doing, and check out JTG's YouTube channel. This week's video was he told, when people ask him why didn't Crime Time ever win the tag team titles, he details, I think, about 5 specific instances where it might have happened and why it may not have happened.
And
so he'll
technically
tell
it wasn't even his
all
fault.
the stories why it didn't happen.
I love JTG, man. He's got great stories every time, all the time. And just quietly, just want to give a shout out to Big Ray for doing this.
Wednesday man, he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
What was he thinking, Ben?
I didn't see it. It told me like your browser will not play this clip, so I don't know. I didn't even see what you played. Just tell me what you played.
Really?
Just tell me what it was. Yeah.
Do you believe in Big Ray?
Oh no.
Say his name and he'll appear.
Yeah, you should just leave that shit to the professionals.
Yeah, just
Not that
say.
he's
So
not
shout
a
out to
professional,
Superman.
but I mean the
No.
professional Joe Hendry's.
Yeah, it made me laugh that he did that though, man. A great show, also, by the way. Used to on the next level. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that show this past week, and you can catch it again this coming Wednesday morning. But yeah. So is that it, Vet? You doing the Twitch?
Sure.
Getting twitchy for the Twitch?
Yeah.
And what's
That's
on the
Opinion
menu
Haver,
this time?
Of course. Same
Exactly.
as everywhere else.
I just bought a new arcade stick, by the way. Right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right
You
there.
got it? I lost video. Hold on. Let me see what's going on.
Damn, you can't even see what I'm showing you, damn it.
I can now. I'm sorry. I think my monitor
Oh,
is
there you
fucking
go.
up. What is it? Let's see it. Ah.
I changed the buttons there, the pink ones, and the Sandwire buttons. The other one, the black ones,
Sandwall,
kind of
yeah,
suck.
You gotta go Sandwall. I don't like
Sandwire the way. I had the Hori one originally, but this one's the 8-bit Dough arcade stick. Have you seen those around lately?
Yeah, they make decent stuff.
It's good, man. Especially if you got to change the buttons, but straight off the bat. I don't know. For me, I hate that hollow, non-wannabe Sandwire.
Yeah, Sandwall's where it's at, man.
Absolutely, Sandwire's where it's
Sandwall
at.
for the
But
buttons, JLF lever.
for the lever, right? I got to upgrade that too, man. But in saying that, though, I got a good price though for it, man. This shit, Australian, goes for about $250 usually, which is expensive in a way. But I got this for like $130. Should have gotten it for $120, but it's another story. But in saying that, if you do want to follow me on the Twitter, you can at DJ MassFX, and follow me at the PWC Network. Also, I was actually on Piers Austin's show this past week. I was meant to be on it. Yeah, finally. I was meant to be on it for 3 other times. Unfortunately, it just never worked out for me. But I finally made it. And you know what, Vet? Other than being on the show with you every week, man, because I always enjoy doing shows with you, man, I had a lot of fun not talking about wrestling for once. Weird.
Really?
Yeah, it was quite interesting. So go check that out at Piers Austin's.
Sometimes when
True
you and
story.
Pierce get together, it's trouble. Sometimes.
No, I wasn't. Oh, well. Look, man, I don't
Sometimes.
bring up this shit. I'm not the one that brings up this ridiculous shit that Pierce can bring up. But he made me laugh. But it was interesting. It wasn't as bad as you think,
Okay.
Vet, in terms of, foul mouth shit. But there was a bit of that. It's Pierce, dude. You know how he goes.
Yeah, of course. We love
And also, shout out to Vinny Vane, who I didn't know was a Greek boy. So that got me excited too. So shout out to both of them. Go check me out on that show at True Story with Piers Austin at Piers Austin's YouTube channel and wherever you download your favorite podcasts. And also like and subscribe here at channelattitude.com, where for $5, not only do you get the realest but the best talk in all of pro wrestling. Also the pwcnetwork.podbean.com and at Hamin Media Group.podbean.com for all our affiliate shows. And that's a wrap, Vet. We're out here. But before we do go, I just want to thank the chat. I should thank you guys more often. I just always forget to do so. So I'm going to say it from the beginning. Thank you to Cold Blooded, Canada Spaceman, Gam Wolfers, Darkside Caster, Matt Schaefer, of course. I felt like an eternity now. Who else am I missing? I mentioned Cold Blooded, right? Did I mention him?
Did
If
now.
I didn't, I did again. Sonic the Hedgehog also made an appearance. Surge also made an appearance. Good old Zane Vicious, of course, was in the house. Also, Elizabeth, was also in the house. Jerome Hall made it. Unrealistic. Cliff Burton was also in the house. Excuse me. Chris Willand also made it. And our good old friend Homeboy88, who thinks he'll kick my ass at FIFA, win Division 1 online, and then get back to me, homeboy. You got no chance. Javier Chia is also in the house. And Mike Martin also made a brief appearance. And I think that's a wrap. And that's that, Vet. So in saying that, I am Jimmy T. That is the Vet, Jamie Williams. And you've been listening and watching the HMG Saturday Night Wreckage right here on Hamin Media Group and channelattitude.com. $5, remember, and you'll hear us. And that's it. Peace.